Really just making music, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood that if I wanted my music to get better, if I wanted my sound to evolve, that I would have to tap into a darker place. I need to tap in to a deeper level within myself in order to pull out the best version of music that I could produce. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
What's good with y'all? My name is Jamani.
It's Keith.
And this is another episode of Soul Sit Down. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good. I can't complain, bro.
That's good, bro. So today's video is going to be about embracing and understanding your shadow side.
Yeah.
And I was making this video maybe week and a half ago. And when I was making it, I was just thinking like, yeah, I could make this video by myself. But then I started thinking, I was like, who could I make this video with? And it was none other than my guy.
Yeah.
But so the first question I have for you is, what is the shadow side to you?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically what the shadow side is to me is basically the unknown nature of a being. So if you think about it, a shadow essentially physically is just, it's following you around every day. You know what I'm saying? It's just a reflection of you. So if something is a reflection to you, that basically lets you know that you and that being is the same. You know what I'm saying? If I look at myself in the mirror, that's a reflection. Does that mean that the reflection in the mirror is different from me? No, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it, your shadow side is basically the unknown nature of you. And what you have to do is first understand what that nature is, let that nature become known, and then think about ways that you can use that shadow side to affect you in life on a positive aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just for example, like your shadow side could be, say you a nigga who you hoop, but you really love playing piano deep down. That talent that you have deep down will kind of be like your shadow side. So that's the thing. I want people to understand, like, a shadow side don't always have to be something dark. It's just something that's unknown. It's just something that's deep at surface level. So you could be a nigga who love playing piano, but you don't want to express that side to people because they know you as a hooper and that's all they know. But deep down, you really love playing piano. That'll be your shadow side. And you never really know where you could get with that talent, with that shadow side, until you express it to the public. So yeah, it's a lot of ways I could go with that shit, bro. But basically, yeah, like I just feel like the shadow side is an unknown nature.
Okay, so a lot of the points you made, we're gonna dig deeper with some of the questions that I have for you. So, what is the biggest misconception? What is the biggest misconception about the shadow side? You kind of touched on it a little bit, but
okay.
And then I'm gonna also say what I think it is too.
But yeah, I feel like the biggest misconception is that you should be afraid of it.
That you should?
That you should be afraid of it. That you should be afraid of it, and that it should never be expressed openly out in public. I feel like people think that the shadow side is supposed to be hidden when it doesn't have to be like that. And that just comes from. It's a lot of reasons that we think like that, and religion is a big thing. Religion makes it seem like the shadow or the dark side of something is evil. But my thing is, we should all be capable of evil, but we should all know how to control that as well. Like, and evil doesn't have to mean harming people. Evil means, or just not even evil, just a dark side means being able to tap in to all different parts of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like the biggest misconception is that you have to be afraid of it and that it should be hidden away from the public.
Yeah, and my answer is definitely very similar to yours. To me, the biggest misconception, as what you touched on a little bit, is that it's viewed as just being a bad thing are viewed as being like a negative side of yourself. But like you said, the shadow is just more so like your deeper desires that, like you said, that you don't express outwardly. But so now the next question I have for you is, why do you think it's so important to embrace this side of yourself?
Man, that's really a goated question. I feel like it's very imperative to embrace that side of yourself, because if you don't, you will fall victim to your shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And falling victim to your shadow is living a life that pleases other people, but you're never really pleasing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know deep down that you have a desire to do something, but you don't want to express that to people because you're afraid of being judged. And you're going to die average, and you're going to die with sadness and depression because of that. Just because you never wanted to express that dark side or that shadow side. If you think about it, bro, a dark side, if you think about it, when you're in the dark, what does that mean? You can't see. That's essentially what dark means. So let's add that up. So a dark side is basically something that you can't see. So right now, your thoughts right now, what's going on in your head, that's your dark side.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see your thoughts, so that's dark to me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's essentially what it is. Or like, say like you knew the whole time that next year y'all was planning a surprise birthday for me. That's in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
We just might be there.
All right, this nigga's stupid, but nah. Like, so yeah, basically, it's important because you have to do that, because it is the true path to true fulfillment. You will feel fully fulfilled. There is no light without dark. There is no dark without light. You can't neglect your dark side. You just can't, man.
Yeah, and just to touch on what you said a little bit more, like you said, it's a part of you. So by you neglecting that side of yourself, you're essentially neglecting yourself. So you will never be able to fully reach your greatest capability because you're holding that side back. And then once you, and I'm gonna touch on this more later, but when you, well, he kind of said it earlier, when you do neglect it, it will what's the word I'm looking for? It will control you instead of you learning how to control it.
Yeah, that's real.
So
that's real.
It was something else I wanted to say with it, but I just wanted to touch on that because it is something that is going to come back again later.
Can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
And then really what he said, I'm going to bounce off of that. Think about why the world has so much killing, has so much raping, has so much evil. It's because people are not able to express their dark side. So if you put a whole bunch of people in a box and tell them you have to act this way, you can't act no other way, you should expect chaos. You know what I'm saying? Because those people are not able to express their full desires. So they, and like you said, if you don't express, I forgot what the fuck you just said, but you said it'll come out in a different way. What'd you say?
I said if you don't learn how to control it,
it'll control you. So what does that look like? That looks like killing people. That looks like raping people. That's what that looks like, bro.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you said that.
That's definitely a fact. So have you always been tapped in to your dark side, shadow side, and have you always been tapped into embracing it?
Mm-hmm. I will say no. I definitely haven't always been tapped into my dark side because I feel like the society that we live in, it's hard to remain tapped into that until you come to an age where you can really just think for yourself. Think for yourself. But yeah, till you come to an age where you can think for yourself. And So yeah, the age that I really started doing that was, I'll say, 18, and I'm 20 now. So I haven't been doing it for that long, but I feel like I've always had a good understanding on it and understood why it was important. And I didn't tap into it until I just told myself I really don't give a fuck about what anybody says about me. I just don't, bro. Why? Okay. Why give a fuck about what somebody has to say about you? You can never tap into your dark side giving a fuck what somebody has to say about you. As a person in this world, you have to tap into your dark side to achieve what you want. If you go into the gym and you want to get a nice body, you got to tap into your dark side. What does that mean? That means, bruh, fuck being social, like being disciplined. Your friends want to party. Nope, you in the house. You getting to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what tapping into your dark side looks like. You know, like, so yeah, that's my answer. You know, I get passionate.
No, I'm already know, bro. But and for me to answer that question, I definitely haven't, and yeah, for both of them, I definitely didn't embrace it, and I wasn't tapped into it at a point in time. Because when I first started my spiritual journey, you know how it is. You definitely feel like you gotta be bubbly, and you feel like you have to be perfect. And by doing so, you can drive yourself crazy because you're not allowing yourself to be yourself. But and this goes into what I was saying at the beginning of the video on why I said what better person than my guy right here, because he is the person that showed me the importance of really doing it, and just watching him do it, and then watching him come more into himself, being more comfortable with himself, and just the elevation, how much more he elevated while embracing that side. And like we said numerous of times, but just to say it again, shadow side, your dark side doesn't mean a bad thing. It's just something that you could be keeping from yourself, but it's something that you definitely keeping from other from other people.
Yeah. And then like, look at it like this, bro. America thrives off pain, bro. We make money off pain. Some of the greatest art pieces in the world, whether that's music, whether that's a painting, that artist was going through some type of pain when he made that, bro. My greatest songs, my greatest tapes was made. I'm not rapping about happy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm making that off of pain.
No, real deal.
You get, bro. The reason niggas even get on a grind is some type of pain. Your girl cheated on you, or for women out there, if you watching this, your nigga cheated on you. You broke. Shit, you ain't get the job you wanted. You just got fired. Those can be looked at as dark things. Those can be looked at as negative things. But you thrive off that. America thrives off darkness. Some of the greatest movies have been written, pictures have been painted off of somebody tapping into their dark side. And if they never would have tapped into their dark side, we would never have the beautiful pieces of art that we have in the world today. So I wanted to say that, like, tapping into your dark side can lead to something beautiful.
Darkness, under the right perception and the right control, is one of the most powerful things that one can achieve. Because like he said, greatness comes from a place of pain. So like I said, when you have the right perception and the right control over it, that's when these great things come out. Because instead of, like you said earlier, when it's a couple things you can do. You can take that darkness and use it for bad, or you can take that darkness and use it for good. So you gotta have to know how to, like I said, the perception. You can't view it as the world is ending. You have to view it as this is happening for me to become a better version of myself. And then, what was I going with it? The perception, and then the control is now you are putting it out in a good way instead of lashing out and robbing or hurting or killing, just whatever the case may be. So the next thing, go ahead.
I was gonna say people fear what they don't understand. People see me and how I'm tapped into my dark side, certain things that I'm into, and they fear that until they talk to me, and it's like, oh,
you get a better understanding. So, what in your life really brought the importance and the awareness to start practicing, embracing?
Realizing that if I want to reach full fulfillment within myself, that I have to tap into that side.
So let me ask you this. What if it, I know it's not just one thing, but if you can think about one specific moment where it was like,
think about one specific moment.
If you could think about one specific moment where it was like, kind of like the transition, and like you said, okay, it started at 18.
Okay.
So what was that thing that was like, is now or never?
Okay. Really just making music, bro. And I understood that if I wanted my music to get better, if I wanted my sound to evolve, that I would have to tap into a darker place. I need to tap in to a deeper level within myself in order to pull out the best version of music that I could produce. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just trying to become the best artist that I could be. And I mean, we're all artists. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I feel like, and then that's when, for those of you that are watching that do listen to my music, you can see the transition in my music and how I got more darker, more to say, or I got more deeper, or music started to evolve. You know what I'm saying? I had to tap in to a deeper side of myself, and just going through personal things in life that I went through, bro. I just understood, bro. Like you can either walk with the darkness or you can fight it, but you'll never win. You know what I'm saying? Like you can either be friends with the monster under your bed, or you can keep being afraid of it, but it's never gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just trying to become the best artist that I can be.
And how scary was that for you to start putting it in your, or was it even scary for you to start putting it in your music?
Wouldn't say scary, but I was definitely hesitant to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the only people that really knew about the stuff that I would talk about in my music was people that were close to me, like you know what I'm saying, a couple of others. But like, I remember when I first mentioned that I had anxiety in my music, and my song Chanel Shoes. Chanel Shoes, farewell intro, go stream that. But yeah. I will say that was hard for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I would think, like, I wonder what people will think when they hear this. But back to what I said, fuck that shit, bro. You can't think about what people gonna think when they hear this. Put your pain into that music, and you never know who can relate to that.
That's definitely,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So now is the perfect transition for real. Like, it's crazy, bro. This is the perfect transition, because my next question is, what inspired the EP name Wicked?
Wicked. Ooh, wicked. This shit get wicked for a child. But nah, dang, wicked, bro. I love that word. I don't know why, bro. You know I always say that, bro. Like, this shit wicked. This shit wicked. The world is wicked. The hoes wicked. Nah, bro. Money will make you do wicked things, you know? Nah, real no though, like, wicked. I wanted to bring a different light to the word. You know what I'm saying? Because when people hear the word wicked, they think about the devil, or they think about, and I wanted to turn it into something beautiful and into something artistic. And I understand that we as humans all have evil in our heart. We do, bro. We do. It's just true. And as an artist, I have to be as brutally honest with myself and as brutally honest to my fans. So yeah, and that's just the type of era that I was in. Like, just a very, like, dark, like, mysterious type era. And I feel like Wicked went perfect with the type of era I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look up the word wicked, it means morally doing something wrong. So aren't we all wicked? Think about it. The word wicked means to morally and knowingly do something wrong. So we've all done wicked things in our life. It don't matter. It's as simple as you knew that pencil wasn't yours on that desk, but when that bell rung and you walked out the class, you took that pencil so you could have a pencil for the next class.
I used to stack up on it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that in itself, that small thing right there could be looked at as wicked. You know, so and I just like to present something to the public that I know they fear, because I know that people fear what they don't understand, but I want to turn that fear into understanding.
Uh-huh.
So
my next question to you is, what inspires songs like Gotham City, Michael Myers, 666, Voodoo Love, and Kane? Because I would say those are more of your darker type songs.
Yeah, especially the title. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So can we go one by one on the songs?
Mm-hmm.
I'll run through them quick. So Gotham City, I'm definitely I'm a big Batman fan, bro. Bruce Wayne is my nigga. But if you're into comic books, and if not, I can explain to you. Gotham City is the city that Batman lives in, and it is a very twisted, wicked, violent, chaotic city. But within all that, you have a man like Bruce Wayne, Batman, who is trying to do justice in the city.
Let me pause you real quick.
Go ahead.
So that's a perfect illustration of perception of darkness, and then controlling the darkness.
Right. Exactly.
I just want to pause you.
No, for sure. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I love this conversation. Yeah, you have a man like Bruce Wayne who was also broken himself, and like I said, if you're in the comic books, you know a little more about Batman, but who is trying to do justice in the city, and he doesn't look at these people like evil people, like chaotic people. He still thinks that everybody deserves justice, everybody deserves respect, and even in a city like Gotham City, you can still find light. You know what I'm saying? So Gotham City is the perfect depiction of balancing the light within the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just that shit was just tough to me. What's the other song, bro? Gotham City,
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers. I'm a big Michael Myers fan. And then Michael Myers has an origin story that I feel like every man can relate to, and then women for women that's watching, I feel like y'all can relate to as well. Michael Myers had a very hard upbringing. You know what I'm saying? He was bullied. He was abused. He was neglected by society, and then look who he turned into. So is he wrong for that? Is he wrong for all that pain that was built up inside him, for all the bullying, for all the neglecting, for all the abusing, and they turned him into a monster? And I feel like everybody can relate to that. You know, everybody can relate to that shit.
Most definitely.
That's why, and that's how you know society is really dark within itself, because we idolize figures like Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you watch I don't know one person who watch a Michael Myers movie who's not rooting for Michael Myers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not watching the Michael Myers movie going like, I hope he doesn't kill this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you rooting for him, bro. Yeah. So I just feel like I can relate a lot to the Michael Myers character, and he's a very interesting character to me.
We know one person that can, though. Well, not necessarily hope he don't kill somebody, but we know somebody that'll fall asleep.
Yo ass, this nigga, bro, oh my god. This nigga's a grandpa when it comes to movies. This nigga's stupid.
Oh, but now, so from what I can remember, this was the first song that, when I think these two are on the same project, the 666 and Voodoo Love.
And Voodoo Love, yeah.
So those were like the first taste of kind of your dark side. Yeah. And you can tell in those ones you kind of just tapped the surface.
Yeah.
So what brought those songs about?
Bro, Well, first of all, Voodoo Love, and as an artist, I like to play around with titles. So when you think about the word voodoo, what do you think about? You think about dark. You think about wicked. You think about evil. Well, I don't. Me and him don't think about that. But for an average person, you would think these. You would correlate voodoo with these type of words. Okay. So when you think about love, what do you think about? You think about happiness. You think about beauty. You think about softness. You think about elegance. So putting those two words together is already
a play on,
you know what I'm saying? A play on the mind, bro. And that's what I like to do. Like I said, I like to present topics to people that I know people fear and try to create understanding in that. Voodoo, love. Just because something is dark, just because something is twisted, doesn't mean you can't find romance in it. Y'all, I mean, I know y'all heard of dark, twisted romance. You know what I'm saying? So, and then 666, man, 666 got a lot of meanings. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just wanted to bring light to something that I know people view as evil. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I dropped that, I kind of lost a few fans because they looked at me like I was satanic, like I worship the devil, and that's not even what it was. And that just showed how easily somebody's mind can get tricked based off another man's idea.
And that just brought about, don't judge something. Well, I can't even say that because naturally as people we're going to judge, but don't allow that perception to completely block out something that, especially if you know this person isn't known for being a certain type of way. You have to get the experience and the understanding of where this person is coming from. And then if you still don't mess with it, then that is what it is. But try not to let your judgment of somebody override what you already know about this person or override you from even getting to know this person.
Facts. Bro, what was the last few words to that verse? I know it was like we imagine like dragons, yo, we don't own the castle. We just some kids trying to have it. Egotistical magic. So find your wave and try to match it. It's hard to do that shit without the balance. Welcome to my
Imagine.
Oh yeah, welcome to my imagination. Yeah. I was like, I want to rap it for the camera, but I know I'm gonna forget the last part. And then I was like, damn, nigga.
But to even say that louder, like, think about the words that were said.
So basically, I'm just rap the first verse. So go like, we imagine like dragons, yet we don't own a castle. We just some kids trying to have it. Egotistical magic, so find your wave and try to match it. It's hard to do that without the balance. And welcome to my imagination. Like, yeah, that shit real, bro. Like, we imagine like dragons, yet we don't own a castle. We just some kids trying to have it. Egotistical magic, so find your wave and try to match it. It's hard to do that shit without the balance. And welcome to my imagination. Yeah, like. And that's Voodoo Love.
Voodoo Love. So if y'all haven't listened to that yet because y'all feared the name or whatever the case may be, go tap into that song right now and tap into that whole project. Yeah. Beautiful artwork.
Thanks.
And what song do you have out right now that reflects the perfect image to your shadow side? Like, of course, all of them do. Yeah. But what's the perfect one right now that you have out?
Bro, I would say the song I got with Sam called Dark Shadow. Dark Shadow.
I ain't gonna lie.
Dark Shadow. But I'm gonna tell you why. I was expressing a lot of my deepest thoughts in that song. Like I said in one verse, I said, I ain't gonna lie, I used to chase her. Told her, oh yeah, okay. I was like, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I used to chase her. Told her I love her, she ain't say it back. So I gave her one to the fucking head. And I was like, yeah, I'm almost into my, what did I say, bro? I was like, I know some bitches who make a living. Okay, yeah, I was like, I know some bitches who make a living off showing ass. Some of them wanna be wifey. Imagine that. I'm almost into my 20s and still ain't popping bottles. Like, should I say fuck the music and go and pop a bottle? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Some niggas into this shit to see a million. I'm not just in for this shit so I can see a million. And if we talking about money, I'm in it for $1 billion. Yeah, that bitch tough, but like, that was just a lot of my like I told niggas how I really feel about this music shit. I said I'm almost into my 20s and still ain't popping bottles. Like, should I say fuck the music and go and pop a bottle? Meaning I'm almost into my 20s and I really ain't out here partying. I really ain't out here. Don't get me wrong, nigga having fun. You know what I'm saying? But like, you get what I'm saying? Like, nigga ain't out here partying, drinking every night,
doing everything that usually, generally, a person our age would be doing.
A person our age would be doing, exactly. And then I said, now I'm like, then I'm second guessing myself, like should I say, like, just fuck this music shit and go and pop a bottle, like, fuck this music shit, fuck this being on my grind shit. Let me just go have fun with the rest of these niggas and forget about what I really want to do. And obviously, you see, niggas ain't doing that shit. Yeah. But yeah, Dark Shadow, and that's on my mixtape called Sins of the Ocean.
So my next question is, what are some practices you do that helped you to be able to embrace and be more comfortable with your shadow side?
Good question, bro. Oh, that's a great question. Being confident when you're speaking to other people. Being confident when you're speaking to other people and not giving a fuck about what you say when you're around certain people. I don't give a fuck about what I say. The only people that I'll be careful about what I say in front of is my parents. You know what I'm saying? Or your grandma. Of course, those, you know what I'm saying? Don't get crazy now. Don't just get around your grandma talking about bitches and all that. You know what I'm saying? But niggas get what I'm saying. Like, speak in your mind, bro. Speak in your mind. Not being afraid to be judged. Like, it's just so many things. Cause like, can you re-ask the question?
What are some practices?
Right, practices. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. Just you have to practice these things out in public, but it is a lot of private work as well. Because you gotta think, if you're dealing with your dark side, that is a lot of private work. You know what I'm saying, within yourself. You have to really sit and think, what is my dark side? What are some things I'm hiding from the world? Why do I know I love to play the piano, but I don't want to tell my parents because my parents want me to go to school. I know I want to do YouTube, but I'm gonna just quit doing it because Keisha over there don't think it's cool. I know I want to dress like a rock star, but I don't want people to look at me weird. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of things, bro. Like, you have to practice these things. They look at me and they look at me. I'm a black man wearing a button-down flannel with shades. And they'll look at me like I'm crazy because they want me to dress like a thug. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm getting deeper right now, but I'm just being real, bro. Right. I'm not supposed to, in society's eyes, I'm not supposed to be dressed like this, bro. In society's eyes, we're not supposed to be taking care of ourselves and taking care of our skin. You see how my nigga look, bro? My nigga pretty as hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of himself. And then his dark side could be, I know I want to take care of myself and look presentable to people, but I'm going to look like a thug because I know that society views me as a black man. And this is what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So that, and basically you probably think, damn, Keith, what are you trying to get at? Stop caring about being judged. Because that's the main reason a lot of people don't tap into their dark side. They're afraid of being judged. Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't afraid of being judged. He'll eat you. He don't give a fuck about, shit, let's be real. He was tapped in like a motherfucker to his dark side. He was. He was.
No, that's a fact.
Now, it controlled him, unfortunately.
But that's what happens when you don't, like I've been saying the whole time, perception and control. So whatever happened to him to make him want to do that,
right? He
obviously perceived it in a more negative way, and then he never controlled his dark nature, which led to him causing violence.
Exactly. Chaos. Exactly.
It was something you said that I wanted to touch on, bruh.
Damn.
It was something you said. You did.
I know. I was talking about, like, I was giving examples. I was like, say you want to dress like a rock star, but you don't want to do that shit because they're going to judge you.
Oh, yeah. So, and for those of y'all, because I do understand, because I am a person who it's more difficult for me to not care about what somebody has to say about me. But a what is it called, bro? Another way to go about it is you can care about what somebody has to say about you, but you don't let that affect you in the sense of it doesn't keep you from doing what you truly want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that goes into also, you had mentioned something about it earlier, but just in a different way, that you take the criticism or take the hate, whatever it is, and you allow that to make you better in what you want to do.
Yeah. And then for example, bro, think about it like this. A lot of people, you walking around mad at everybody because you're not doing what you really want to do. For example, back to the person that wants to play the piano but don't want to tell his parents because his parents would want him to go to school. So now he hold resentment and hate towards his parents because he don't want to express to them that he really wants to play the piano and he don't really give a fuck about school. But his parents don't know that. We thinking, okay, as a parent, we thinking, I mean, shit, you ain't said you don't want to go to school, so we thinking we doing what's best for you. And they wondering why the hell you mad, and the reason you mad is because you don't know how to express to them your dark side. Hey, mom and dad, I ain't even really interested in school, but I want to go to art school and learn more about the piano and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know I keep bringing up the piano scenario, but that's like the perfect scenario. So yeah,
that's definitely a fact. You got to know how to speak up and not be afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
So, how were you able to tame your shadow side?
You got to understand there's a time and a place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a time and a place, and there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, tapping into your dark side don't mean a nigga try you. Now you feel like you gotta shank him to death. You know what I'm saying? That's not tapping into your dark side. That's gonna tap you into prison time. You know what I'm saying? Not for real. Like, you know, that's what that's gonna tap you into. You have to understand. Like I said, it's really just there's a time and a place for everything, and learning how to use it effectively. See, I knew I had a dark side. I know I have a dark side. So as an artist and as a human being, you have to think, how can I use my dark side to affect the world on a positive level? You know what I'm saying? And then my way was the music. That's why I put certain characters like Kane in my music, or Michael Myers in my music, or the number 666 in my music. That's my way of using my dark side, putting it in the studio so it can positively affect people. Your way of using your dark side is making these videos. So you look at it like, okay, I know I have a dark side. So how can I help somebody, or how can I tame my dark side? Okay, I can tame my dark side by sitting down, recording myself, talking about it. It's really simple. It's not as complicated as people try to make it, bro. It's really not.
Nah, it's a fact, bro.
It's really not. Like, or a painter, you may have somebody and I know a lot of people like this. They have a very twisted mind. You know what I'm saying? Or say you a painter, you have dark thoughts. You have a twisted mind. You may be thinking, damn, I can't control this shit. What do? You may paint some crazy abstract ass painting, put it up on the wall, and now everybody relating to this shit. And some people look at that painting and they shed tears. You know what I'm saying? And now you just positively affected somebody with your dark side.
Mm-hmm.
Simple, bro.
So we kind of touched on this, but I want to just touch on it again. Like we said, it's a balance. Without lightness, without light,
mm-hmm.
there's no dark. So you need both of them. It's a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
So, like we've been preaching for the past, I don't know how long, that you have to know how to take your pain, take your darkness, take your shadow side. And as we explained, everything, even the shadow side itself has a yin and a yang to it.
Yeah.
And everything has a yin and a yang.
Everything.
But you have to know how to take the bad and make it good.
Yes.
Everything is about balance, and balance looks different for everybody. My balance looks different from his, and our balance is going to look different from y'all's. But at the end of the day, you have to know yourself and know how to balance that out. And you can take information and take knowledge and take game from us and the people around you, but ultimately your version of it is going to look different, because if you follow suit to completely what somebody else is doing, then you're not going to be living your truth. So now you're living somebody else's darkness, and you might not be able to handle their darkness.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wrap this video up right here. I appreciate you for sitting down. It's been a minute since we didn't sat down together and done a video together. So I just definitely want you to know that I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you for the wisdom that you gave. I appreciate you for your time, and I appreciate you for breaking down and opening up about the things that you did.
I appreciate you, bro.
Most definitely. Shit. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Yeah.